Hello and welcome back, everybody. Fallen Pumpkin here on my All the Mods 10 server. If you're new to the channel, we record our episodes live, simulcasting to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. And if you ever want to join in on more of the fun, I recommend joining our Discord. There is some important discussions going on in the Discord right now regarding trying to move from supporter only on the server to a trusted player system, so that there's no form of you have to pay to play. And I could use a lot of people's input, and I'd appreciate it if you joined the Discord and filled out a survey I've posted. Now, for today, guys, there has been no new updates. No new updates since the last stream. Let me fix that a little bit. There we go. It looked like the mic was peaking, so hopefully that sounds better. Haven't done anything different here since the last stream. However, I did modify my game files again. So, as some of you know, I took out Distant Horizons because I was testing the connector mod, which allows you to run fabric mods on Neoforge, and I finished doing that. So I removed those mods. Hopefully we don't have any shader issues now that I've done that. And I have gone ahead and reinstalled Distant Horizons, because for me, Distant Horizons is phenomenal. It really expands the feeling of you're in a massive world by being able to see further in the distance. So I really like that, personally. But guys, the plan for today is a couple of things. Today's major focus is going to be resource generation. Passively gaining resources. Excuse me. Passively gaining resources that we are going to need in our journey of making the museum. Sorry, I'm trying to get a little more comfortable. For those that don't know, our big plan for All the Mods 10 in this server is to create a museum that showcases every mod that's in the pack. I know, quite a daunting task, but I think we can do it. The other thing is I do want to do a bit of exploration we really haven't explored, like, at all, on this server. And there's so many structure mods and so many things to see and so much to loot. I really do want to try to actually explore a little bit. So we'll probably take breaks here and there to go and do a little bit of exploration. And then the last thing that we're actually going to cover first, some of you might remember we spent last stream trying to figure out Steve's carts, and we were so close, guys. It's almost embarrassing how close we were to figuring out why I couldn't get any of the managers to interact with our modular cart. And guys, if we had just kept going, maybe like even 5 more minutes, we would have had it. We would have had it, guys. Take a look at this. If we go to Steve Carts, and Vam Keen coming in on Twitch, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. In Steve Carts, we ended the stream theorizing. That it was probably a rail that needed to be in front of the manager, and we tried the junction rail before ending the stream. I did some research afterwards. Oh my gosh, guys. If we had just gone one more further. Based on my research, I mean, sure, we're about to find out if it's true or not. It is the advanced detector rail that allows the managers to interact with your modular cart. We were so close. It's truly embarrassing how long we spent trying to figure it out, but at least we now know. In fact, let's go ahead and confirm it. Let's go ahead and take an advanced detector rail here. And what we're going to do is also grab our external distributor and a chest, because I didn't find too much exact info on how to use the distributor, so I wanted to give that a try. So from my understanding, these sides of the manager can only interact. Oh, excuse me. Still in a, I was AFKing, so I was in creative. while I was trying to get the stream set up, and I didn't want to die. The sides of the managers, from my understanding, can only interact with modular carts on advanced detector rails. If we want to move items or such, fluids or such, to or from the cart from like chests or other modded inventories, we need the external distributor. But first, let's go ahead and, before I even put the advanced rail, let's configure this. So we know, hey, Miner Man coming in on Twitch. Good to see you. Good to see you. We know that our cart is on the green side. And what we're trying to do here at this distributor is we are going to say, from the green side, pull from the cart. And what we're going to do is we're just going to say, I think we'll leave it at that for now. Let's just see what happens. Because right now, I tore out all the potatoes, but there should be some inferium essence in the farmer currently. We're going to go ahead and finally put down the missing puzzle piece. Oh my gosh, it worked. The cart stopped, and sure enough, items got pulled out. Fantastic. Yeah, it's actually a revamp of a really old mod, Miner Man, and we were trying to figure it out last stream because there's not really much documentation, and we made some mistakes, but now we finally got it. So now, to my understanding, if I put down this distributor and we'll put a chest on red, we want to say that the red side... See, this is the part I don't fully understand. If I say red side green, nothing happens. But then if I say from cart red side, let's see what happens. Okay, nothing there yet. So we've got to figure this out. I don't want to spend too long on it, but from what I understand, this is how the distributor works. And the only thing I can think of is saying bottom right red. Doesn't seem to really pull from it, but let's instead focus on, because I'm sure we could pipe items from this. And since we're not going to try to spend all of today's stream on Steve carts again, we're just going to quickly set it up so that it's getting bone meal and that it's getting water. So let's add the other advanced detector rail here to our liquid manager, which should be set to green, which is saying transfer to the cart green, and then continue after transfer. Let's go ahead and put that down, and we should see... Oh, perfect, guys. You love to see it now that it's working now. Yeah, it's similar to create contraptions miner. However, it's more complicated and can get more complex. Whether that's a good or bad thing, I'm still waiting to see. I wish I knew how to properly work this external distributor. I didn't find any like great guides on it. It was a bit of a pain. I'm wondering now if I put them here. Yeah, still doesn't pull from that, but I do know I can push in. And what I want to do is, in this case, we'll run a test with some potatoes again. And we'll make it quick, and we'll get to resource generation. I just really want to try this here. So let's come over here. So with the current settings we've put in the distributor, I don't know what's going to happen. So I think I'm going to actually clear. Oh, the distributor was holding the inferium essence. Do you guys see that? So we were getting close for sure. So the potatoes are in, and it's on the red side. And what I want to do is I want to put it in the bottom left so that the bottom left says green to the cart is what I want. Green to the cart. And what I want is for this to put this chest into this area. So we're going to try something here. The external distributor, I think these sides are referring to it itself. So let's start with that. We want red side to go to the bottom left. Okay, so that didn't work. Can we do 2 cart red? Nope. Yeah. Couldn't tell you guys other than... Oh, that's right. We figured out it itself can't pull. Oh my gosh. I think I just figured it out. Here's our eureka moment, everybody. If I grab some item pipes. If I grab some item pipes and another chest, I think I've got it. I think I've got this figured out. We're going to interact with the red here, and I think we're going to interact with the, is that orange or yellow? I think that's orange. So we're going to interact with orange. First things first, break the distributor, reset its settings, and we'll put a pipe here with a chest on top. And we'll put a pipe here from red. Now what I'm going to say is that red side, and this is the from the cart results, we want red side to pull from bottom right. And we want orange side to put it in the bottom left. So theoretically, if I put potatoes here, they end up in the bottom left. Perfect. And if there's potatoes in here, and we set this to pull, yeah, right now it's filling up. Okay, it's done. It should be done. Oh, interesting. So this is where we need to say, change the part of the cart. This needs to go to seeds, and we're pulling from storage. That should clear up anything. So now, if we put this in, they fill in here and they stay put. They get put into the seed slot to be planted. And once there's results and results go to internal storage, it'll be pulled from internal storage. So there we go. We have finally figured it out, how to use the external distributor in Steve carts. Oh my gosh. Should we move on from this now? I'm sure we can find another use for it later, but at least I know I'm done with it. It was rather frustrating trying to figure out some of the aspects of this mod, and I think I'm pretty done with it. Now we could also wire up some bone meal fertilizer, but I think we'll leave that be for now. And I'm going to take the inferium seeds back. Okay. So first and foremost for resource production, I am aware our area here, I should mark I'm streaming. Our area here is getting pretty messy. It's looking like a skyblock base, and I'm kind of tired of it. It's hard though to find the motivation to build an intermediary base before we start the museum. But I think it could help our process here if we tidy this up a bit. And to do that, what I was thinking of, since we're trying to do resource gen, we want to tidy up the area. Let's focus first on the resource gen for the items we'll need to tidy up the area. And that's how we're going to go about this. Now, in terms of a floor, I love concrete. I really do. I will always be a fan of concrete. And especially with all of the, chipped, chisel, all the block customization mods in the pack, the concrete can be turned into tons and tons of great looking blocks. And so we're going to automate the resources necessary for concrete first. For instance, gray concrete powder, gravel and sand is our focus. Now, in terms of methods to produce that, since we don't really have mystical agriculture seeds and a good system to automate them in place, we're going to instead use machines to process our infinite cobblestone. Now, in order to get the gravel from cobblestone, we've so far been using the Mekanism crusher. However, what I wanted to look at was what all the options are. In fact, I also want to see the ones from modern industrialization. So let's take a look here. If we look at the sag mill from Ender.io, it actually has a chance for both gravel, sand, and flint, but we don't care too much about flint. So a sag mill could be good if we can actually power it and supply the grinding balls, because here's the thing, sag mills from Ender.io can actually be incredibly powerful. But it all depends on the grinding ball you have, and on top of that, trying to have a steady supply of grinding balls can be really hard if you're trying to go for good ones. And while there is cheaper ones, it's really, we're not at the stage of the game of having the resources to constantly produce grinding balls. But the thing is, even without the grinding balls, there's the default results of 10% chance for sand, 30% chance for double gravel, and a chance for flint. Looking at industrial foregoing, we know that the sludge refiner can produce gravel. It can produce a various amount of blocks. The stonework factory can do a good amount, but the stonework is advanced. Let's get back over here. The mechanical squeezer can do a bit of work and also produce flint. And let me find it here. There it is. There is the Mine Colonies crusher, which obviously we're nowhere near being able to set up, but the macerator from modern industrialization is 2 EU a tick, or 200 EU, 1-to-1. And the crusher, I can't really see the energy cost because it depends on the add-ons on the machine, I guess. I was going through this, looking at the fact that modern industrialization has quarries and maybe we should try to get those. I was looking at the immersive engineering crusher because it could have multiple uses. And finally, the railcraft crusher. And I came to the decision, I think for now, we'll just do Mekanism, because we already have a lot of the machines needed to get more crushers. Now, what I want to do is, since we already have one crusher, but I really want that one to be our multi-use, a non-permanent install. So what we need is 3 more crushers. 1 to just make gravel, and then 2 to go from gravel to sand. Now, I could be wrong here, guys. Do you guys know the machine or the mod I'm talking about that used to be, what you could do is tell it to reprocess its result? Is that industrial foregoing? I've tried to think about it, and I can't remember where I've seen that before. So if anyone knows of what I'm talking about, where you could tell a machine to reprocess its output? I'd love to know, because I can swear there was a way to do that. But for now, let's come over here. And the thing is if we want more crushers, we were using steel that we had looted. Timely Miner says Stonework Factory. So see, I know what you mean about the Stonework Factory, but I know for a fact that's not the machine I was picturing. I'm almost wondering if it was thermal. If it was thermal series, which we don't have. If it was thermal series, where it used to just be a single button, similar down here of if we take a look in any machine that's upgraded, where it has like an auto split, and like when you upgrade Mekanism machines, it has an auto split. It used to just be a single button you would click next to the auto split that would reprocess results. But anyway, I digress. Coming back over here, we are going to need to actually automate more Mekanism here, because we don't have a steady supply of steel, since we haven't actually produced our own steel. We have entirely used looted steel. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna actually automate some Mekanism machines. Now, to do that, our tiny little ME system is going to need to be expanded. And to do that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of our cable here, and I'm going to make just a few dense pieces, because I think we can still use a single controller and just change the layout of things. So I'm going to clear some blocks here. I think this is going to be the area we're going to massively expand until we clear everything and start a base. And what I'll do is I'll rip out those two regulars, and I'm going to put a dense. This allows us to do all 32 channels to this controller. Pardon the voice cracks again. Like I said in last episode, I'm my voice is having a hard time getting trained again and back into the process of talking constantly. So you'll probably hear voice cracks, but I'll do my best to not let that happen. What we're going to do is we're first going to automate, before steel, we're going to automate the... If we come to the Mekanism tree, I can talk about this better. So give me just a moment here. We're gonna automate the control circuits and the alloys. For that, we do need more metallurgic infusers, and I want to keep one to use randomly and then more to automate. So what I'm thinking we're gonna do here is I need more space, and the best, I think I'm gonna just tear this out and bring this cable along, and I think we can work within this area. It's like if I break this torch, break this block, bring the cable down, and come over again, I think we can work all within right here for all of the Mekanism auto crafting we would want. So we are going to need some more pattern providers. Let's see if we have the resources. We do. Awesome. We definitely are going to need to automate AE2. We just haven't gotten there yet. Right now, what I mean by that is we're manually making processors. Hopefully we have enough for everything we're trying to do. If not, it'll just be a quick side project to automate that, because it's actually pretty simple automating AE2. Well, let's go ahead, and I'm going to turn these all into pattern providers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on the bottom interface. Oh, messed that up. Now, I would really like to get into, for those that are unfamiliar with it, applied flux, which is the storage of FE, forge energy, in your AE2 network, and the ability to make pattern providers and interfaces provide that power via an induction card. But I was taking a look at it. To get started, we would need a few crucial components, which is one, some form of storage cell, an induction card, and a flux accessor. Coming into these, they all use energy processors, which are printed energy circuits. Now, we can avoid making the inscriber energy press because they've made the Cube.js universal one make all of the add-on mods versions of circuits. But the redstone charge circuit, when I was taking a look at this, no matter what, we have to make redstone crystals, and it takes, like, look at this, to charge 64 of them, it's 1.3 million FE. But to make the crystals, everywhere I looked, it is redstone block. We have gotten a lot of those from players on the server, but we don't have a solid source of glowstone, and our Fluix production takes a minute. So it comes down to, do we take the time to do that, or do we just run a power cable behind? And I think for the start of today, we're just going to run a energy pipe behind the Mekanism machines, and later we can look into actually getting into applied flux. Now, I was just reminded that we received a package here in our mailbox. Let's see who it's from. Okay, so it is from Polar Bear, and he says, just to thank you for being there and letting me join your little community. They are great. Aw, that's very kind of them. Let's see what is inside. An infinity ham. Love to see it. Let's see what role it has. So this is a relic quality 3 to our relic quality 3.5. Now, what that means is that, for those that don't know, to increase the quality, for instance, of the infinity ham, you have to spend your levels to randomly roll it. And the problem is you could run out of levels and actually end up with a worse stat. So now that we have 2, what we can do is we can roll on this one while continuing to use the other. So thank you, Polar Bear. Greatly appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get some Mekanism machines up and running. So I am going to grab our energy pipe, and we'll continue our our cluttered mess of wiring here. And I'm just going to put some wiring behind these 4. And in preparation for these 4. Now, I think I can do this fast enough. Let's see. If I put these right here. Perfect. Okay. So now we're set up for the Mekanism machines. Let me put a pattern provider up on these cables, if I can control my flight well. I'm going to put these down. And now that they're all installed, now that the pattern providers are online, I want to take a look at our current energy draw. Okay, so we do have a pattern provider that is missing a channel. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I put 5. That's why. That was my bad. Take that off, and we should be good. Perfect. And it looks like our energy usage flat across the board is around 110 FE a tick. And I'm good with that. We are generating more power than that. So we can go ahead and continue with the project. Let's go ahead and start by making some metallurgic infusers. Oh gosh, I swear, there we go. It's the two L's. The two L's always get me. A metallurgic infuser is a rather cheap recipe, not requiring steel, because it's the introduction, I guess you could say, to all the other Mekanism machines. And I do want to come to all of these, and I want to make them not show in the pattern access terminal, just to make it easier for us to manage our patterns. There we go, perfect. Now I am noticing, did we miss upgrading one of these? We've got extended, 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 extended. Was there? Oh, it's the one underneath, guys. The advanced pattern provider. We'll have to replace that later. Let's instead keep working here. Let's queue up. We should only need 2 metallurgic infusers. I'll take a quick snooze here. Oh, someone else did. Perfect. And while we're at it, we never did put our super cured villager back in place. There we go. We got some good prices now. Awesome. Iron's coming in good. This is a waste, but whatever. Let's go ahead and grab our 2 metallurgic infusers. And what we're going to do is we're going to have one that infuses redstone and one that infuses coal or carbon. We're going to put those, I'm actually going to start on the left, I think. And config is going to be important here. Let's go ahead and come into the side config, and right now we're on items. I'm going to completely clear all items. And what we're going to do is we're going to say from the pattern provider, that is your input output. Now for infusers, you have a couple ways to go about it in terms of the infusion material. Whether you try to automate it through a pattern, which now is easier with an advanced pattern provider. But the method I prefer is actually supplying the infusion material from a different angle. So what we're going to do is in that side config, I'm going to say from the top is going to be extra, and then obviously the back is energy. And that's all we need to do there, because we're not doing chemicals or anything like that. And what we're going to do, I don't have the copy card, so let's just do this one really fast. Clear it all, input, output, bottom. You don't always have to put energy, because if a pipe is like an energy pipe, will always just put the power in regardless of side. But for consistency's sake, I like to do it. Let's go ahead and say extra from the top. Hey, Polar Bear. Hello, Pumpkin. Glad to catch you live. I sent you a gift in your mailbox, sir. Perfect. So Polar Bear, you're watching on YouTube. Like 5-10 minutes ago, I just opened your gift. So thank you so much for the secondary infinity ham. That makes it perfect for us to not risk losing our current quality roll on our infinity ham we're using. We can use the one you gave us to try to get an improved saturation level. So thank you so much, Polar Bear. I greatly appreciate the gift, and I hope you're enjoying your time on the server. Now, we might run into the issue, since we are going to be trying to give that extra resource, the infusion material on the top, we are going to need more channels. But that can be easily solved by coming over here and just removing these. I could do more cables here, but what I think we're going to do, I'm going to remove all the way up to give us more room for expansion. So just like that, we now have the ability to put some export buses to our infusers. So let's go ahead and we're going to make a pattern for an export bus. Oh, we already did. Perfect. Awesome. We somehow have the processors. Let's go ahead and make 2 of these. But yeah, I greatly appreciate it, Polar Bear. Thank you so much for the gift. Now, that did complete some more quests for us. Why don't we turn some of these in? See what rewards we get. And I think that's all the quests, so we should be good there. Go ahead and put these materials away for now. And we're just going to add 2 export buses right here. Now, I'm sure most of you are aware that you can enrich the infusion material to get more out of it. Basically enriching the redstone, enriching the carbon. We're going to pass on that for now. Let's go ahead and just have this export bus dumping redstone if I can. Holy cow, where is regular redstone? There it is. Regular redstone, and then this one is going to be coal. Regular old coal. So we should see this one's starting to get redstone. That one's starting to get carbon. We might need to... Okay, I was worried we still had the coal blocks, but it looks like we're fine. In fact, I'm going to take some of those ones out and give us some more coal. Do we need to turn some of our redstone blocks to redstone? I think we do. Let's do that so that we're not going to run into any issues. We'll go ahead and let these stock up since we don't have acceleration cards yet. And we're going to make the patterns for the infusion materials. So let's go ahead and get some more patterns here. And if we're going to accelerate anything, honestly, we should accelerate the molecular assembler. In fact, pardon the sidestep here. Let's just make a pattern for acceleration cards since it's just card and fluix. We do have to be careful of our use here because of the diamond cost of advanced cards. We only have less than a stack of diamonds, so we do need to be very, not too, but decently conservative about our diamond spendage. I'm just going to quickly make 5 acceleration cards. Oh, we're just short calculation. So here's where it'll be nice to get these automated, but for now, we're just going to do this manually. We're going to come to our universal and do the quartz crystal, and then we're going to get some more silicon made. We do have a good amount of silicon, which if we made another press, we could use it, but since we have a spare silicon press, I'm just going to use that. Let's come over here and we'll get some silicon. We'll get some printed calculation and we're doing it there. Eventually I want to use the circuit assembler, or sorry, the crystal assembler, but we just haven't had the time to automate that yet. Let's go ahead and still a little bit of redstone. We'll use the crystal assembler later. In fact, it could be later today once we get all of our resource automation online. We'll see. But for now, manual it is. Let's go ahead and get that going. Now I am seeing our modular router has run out of saplings. I'm kind of done with acacia. I do want a different wood type. Now, my favorite wood type is deadwood, which if I type dead log, we don't have the version I'm thinking of, which I think is Biomes of Plenty is the one I like. We do have Regions Unexplored, which I'm taking a look here. I don't think I like their planks, so why don't we just go with getting some regular old oak planks in production for now. And again, we did discover the Pneumaticraft crop sticks or crop support does survive through a tree growing. So if you're trying to grow saplings, I recommend the supports. I really do. It's really useful. Now, we should have everything we need to make some acceleration cards, and we'll use them to speed up the process of all of our crafting today. We'll hurry and get these. We'll put them in our molecular assembler, and then we'll do some more mechanism automation. Daniel coming in with their 5th month of Prime sub to the Twitch channel. Thank you so much for the support. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and take our acceleration cards, which were in fact a quest. Awesome. And we're just going to come to this molecular assembler, and we're going to put them in here. This does unfortunately increase the power draw, but I think we have enough internal storage to handle it. We shouldn't face too many issues here. With that, let's go ahead and make our patterns now. We need the patterns for steel. That's the most important, is going to be our steel. Now, what we'll do is we're going to do the pure infusion recipe, which, if I can find the machine, is to make steel dust and smelt it. So we need the smelting recipe. We need the enriched to steel dust in an infuser. And because of the method we're using to supply the carbon, we're going to take this out of the pattern. And then we just need the enriched the enriched iron recipe. Let's go ahead and grab that. So first, to the furnace goes the smelting recipe. And in our carbon metallurgic infuser, we're going to provide the 2 patterns. Now, we haven't made upgrades yet, so we don't need to worry about overlapping pattern inputs yet. We'll approach that later. Let's go ahead and make the other patterns we need for Mekanism, which is going to be our infused alloy, which is redstone and copper now. Let's go ahead and make that, take away the redstone cost. And while we're at it, let's also make the control circuit recipe. Go ahead and take that out. Perfect. These will just go in our redstone machine. And now we should have the ability, if we did that right, if we try to craft a crusher, I don't think we'll be missing any patterns, because we did make the steel casing. Let's just give this a try. Okay, yeah, we do need the lava and we do need some sand. Now, I think we're actually kind of out of sand. Why don't we hurry and make some? And while it's being produced, if we really need to, we can go dig up some sand. In fact, I might just do that really quick. Let's just fly over here, grab some sand, and then we'll head back to the base. So let's go ahead and just grab a full stack and throw that in here. I guess that goes to show just how important it is for us to get sand auto crafting, which is what we're working on right now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to withdraw from this. I don't know if you can use buckets. It doesn't seem you can, unfortunately. But what I'm thinking is, you see our cables right here? We could, theoretically, if we just add one more cable and get a storage bus. Oh, perfect. We had the resources. If we added that one cable, grab a storage bus, come over here and I'm just going to make sure that this is set to lava, just so that if we ever drain this, it doesn't get, and nothing else gets put in there. We should have fluid available. But the question is, if we take the metallurgic infuser back into the pattern provider, or wrong one, the crusher, we might be needing to add fluid substitutions. Let's go ahead and turn those on, which probably should have been on from the get-go. But with that, do we now have the materials for our crushers? Perfect. Exactly what we wanted. Now, we do want to upgrade them a little bit. And the method we're going to use for that is, for now, I think we're just going to go to basic tier. If we look at the different, oops, I spelled it wrong. If we look at the different tier installers, the advanced control circuits, they honestly aren't that expensive. We could go all the way to advanced if we really wanted. So maybe we do make the patterns for advanced and basic and upgrade our machines. Go ahead and put these patterns away. And time to test our systems. I am realizing though, it would fail like it has here because we did not turn on auto eject. So let's come into both of these, turn on auto eject. Perfect. Now we got our crushers. I'm going to put our, oh, I guess we would only need, for the cobblestone to sand, we don't necessarily need a pattern provider for each crusher. Let's take a moment to queue up the tier installers. And while those are crafting, let's do a little bit of theory crafting. And what I mean by that is what would be the most optimal way to set this up. But not only that, if we're going to be passively producing gravel and sand, we need to store it. Now, my favorite way is bulk item storage cells, but they require netherite. Since we don't have that, we could go the drawer route or a sophisticated storage route, but there is also, are they all called black hole from industrial foregoing? I don't think I'm pulling it up right. Let me pull up industrial so we can look at the storage containers. Because sometimes in the early to mid game, they can actually be a cheaper option for storage. Not always. I'm going to type foregoing because we're pulling up modern industrialization. If we take a look at the bins, once I find them, why don't we look at the resource cost? So give me a second here. Am I blind? Am I missing? Those are all the generators. I feel like I'm missing the storage bins for some reason, and I highly doubt they got rid of them. Am I crazy, guys? Did they actually get rid of it? Or is it just like, is it one? Aha, so normally you could just look up black hole, but I don't see it. Typing ST. Yeah, I don't see it. Interesting. Could the manual give us some information here? I'm not thinking of the wrong mod, I'm pretty sure. Oh well, I guess we will go the other routes, which in this case, while functional storage has cheaper upgrades, I kind of prefer the storage amounts that are possible inside of sophisticated. If you go and look at some of the upgrades for sophisticated, there is, especially the compression systems and such, but there is the ability, if I can find it here, there's the ability to designate a single item storage in sophisticated. I just have to remember how. If we can't figure out how, we probably will use functional, honestly. But if we go through the upgrades, we have the pickups, the filters, magnets, feeding, compacting, the void systems, smelting, smoking, blasting, crafting, all the storage upgrades, jukebox, the pumps, compression, hoppers. Yeah, I'm 0 for 2 today on not remembering things correctly. But do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, wasn't there oh, there they are. They're called limited barrels. Perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. Or not just barrels, but just the limited in general. Let's go ahead and why don't we try to... Let's see, if we look at the recipe, all you have to do is add a... Oh, it has to be the barrel. Interesting. I want to go this route. I don't necessarily want to use acacia, though. Let's see if we've gotten some oak here. Maybe we do just go the acacia, but let's see if we have the ability to just make 2 oak barrels for our storage. Let's go ahead and get a few more patterns. We may be short on materials here. Looks like we're good. And we might be having an issue. I am noticing our crafts are delayed. Could that just be... Oh, it's just because of how slow the machine is currently, but we're working on that, so no worries. Good thing we made more crafting processors. Let's go ahead and let's make oak. If I just type oak limited, I should be able to see, yeah, everything we would need. So let's make a pattern for oak limited. However, I think in the oak limited pattern, we're going to do no substitutions just to be safe. As well as oak slab, we want specific patterns for. And we want oak planks from oak as a specific pattern. Turning back on substitutions, I think we already had redstone torch, so we're good there. We'll throw those in there, and I think we have... Okay, yeah, we do have some processors available. Let's try to make 2 limited oak barrels, because I don't think the cost is cheaper. Yeah, it's still the same, so there's no need to make new forms of our storage upgrades that we have already made in terms of patterns. We have iron to gold. I think I would like a basic to gold pattern for when we're making new machines. which I believe is this pattern, which comes from basic to iron, which we are going to use the more iron pattern for. Put that away. Should be able to craft 2 basic to gold. Might as well come over here. So let's stock up our iron. Maybe take a quick snooze. And channel-wise, I don't really want to use a storage bus for each one. I'd rather we make another storage controller. Another storage controller and only use one storage bus, I think is what we're going to do. Hajakana is coming in on YouTube. Just got back home. Awesome. Hope you're having a pretty good day. Let's go ahead, and I do think I want a overall pattern for storage controllers. And in this case, I guess acacia chests, since that's what we have. Let's go ahead and put this away. Let's see if we have the circuits. After we queue this, let's see if we have the circuits for another storage bus. We may have to make some circuits here. Nope, looks like we're good. Awesome. Now, the way we're going to handle the storage of these items is I'll come up here, and once again, we're going to modify the terrain a little bit. In this case, we should be good to just build a stack here. Let's go ahead and put down a storage bus, and what we're going to do is a few things. We want, since we can't make bulk item cells yet, we want the gravel and the sand coming to this storage bus first. So that's where priority comes into play. In this case, the higher the priority is where the insertion happens. So I want this like top of the board. So I'm just going to put 9999 top of the board, but I don't want this storage to be checked for every item I'm putting in my system. That can actually introduce lag. All we have to do is filter the storage bus, and this way it won't ping the storage controller from sophisticated for every item. It will only ping that storage controller for the items we have filtered. So let's go ahead and put those in here. See if I can find where the regular sand is. There it is. And all the direction modes look good. I think we're good. Let's go ahead and then add our storage controller. And connected to it is going to be our limited barrels. Now we want to configure them beforehand just to be a little safe. Let's go ahead and grab a little bit of gravel and a little bit of sand. Let's go ahead and put gravel, sand, and then we do want to... Oh, we might have to apply the upgrades externally. I don't think we can actually open the limited chests. We would need... If we're doing like a limited 1 and up, we actually have to... I didn't realize you can't put upgrades in them. We maybe should have gone with a different form of storage, but for now, this is what we'll use. Let's grab our basic to gold upgrades. And it is unfortunate now that I'm... Oh, we can! Never mind. I just had to click on it. Look at that. We learn something new every day. We can, in fact, put some upgrades. That's perfect. Let's make some of those. Wazaf! coming in on Twitch. What's up, man? I hope you are doing well. Let's try to get 4 of these. Make sure you drink water, folks. But let's grab the 4 of these and let's add them to, so already these are limited barrels with 1 slot. So it already can store 6,144, but with 2 of those, 98,000. Awesome. And I think it still follows the, oh my gosh, guys, we may have just found a loophole. The limited barrels don't have a stack upgrade limitation. Oh boy. Oh boy. We might be using these a lot more than I thought. If they don't have a limitation, and while we still can't craft our pardon me, we still can't craft our bulk item cells because we don't have a source of netherite, this might be our go-to method. Now, I might be a little low on gold. Let me actually take out our slime data module, and I will process the predictions here. I'm just going to put them straight to slime. Let's get some more gold being generated from our zombified piglin, because we're going to make some gold upgrades. I'm going to show you just how strong it is that we can use 3. And I wonder if the upgrades continue more if we go up from like a gold to a diamond barrel. I would like to know, so we might check that out too. But we do have a little bit of gold. Let's play it safe. Let's put some more prediction matrices on our zombified piglin. Get him rolling. And let's continue here. So I'm going to manually make a gold to diamond sophisticated upgrade. I will spend the 8 diamonds. I'm going to put this on the sand, and I want to see if we go from 3 add-on slots to 4. Oh my gosh, we do. Tell you what, because of that, I am going to make 1 more. You'll see why, because for any storage system on a multiplayer server, void upgrades are basically a necessity. You need to always plan your base, your storage, everything around server-friendly performance and managing item overflow. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a pattern, because I don't think we made the void upgrade pattern. So let's go ahead and I'm not going to go for advanced. I just want to make regular old void. It does use obsidian and ender pearls, but I think we'll be okay. Let's go ahead and make 2 of these and double check that we're able to set the upgrade to void excess. Put that in, and then void overflow. Heyo, Hajikanas. Glad you got to your laptop. Awesome. And perfect. So void overflow, and it immediately turns it on in the right setting, which is awesome. So we want void overflow in both of the storages that will be handling our permanent resource production. And then we're going to see if we have enough gold for 6 of these. Oh, we do. Perfect. It's looking good, guys. This is going really well. So now if we come over here, throw these in, that already is 4.1 million just at the gold upgrade with 3 of them. Don't forget, it goes all the way to netherite. So that's going to be fantastic. But there we go. That is the storage for the items prepared. I do think in sophisticated, I might make the storage tool here. I want to lock the amounts here. I don't want these to ever accept other items. So let's, it's sneak scroll to change. And we're going to, well, let's just show hide locks. Oh, there we go. So lock. Perfect. In terms of view, I don't like seeing the upgrades personally. So I'm going to, is that right? Or do I need to go like that? Perfect. Okay, so now we're hiding the upgrades. Awesome. We'll go ahead and throw that away. And now we can set up the crushers. Now for the gravel, I should say cobble to sand, we only need one pattern provider, but you know what? I don't think we're even going to do it through pattern providers. Let's leave these for the other machines, and let's just set up a small little area that will just constantly feed the crusher setup. I think that's what we're going to do. We should probably grab our tier upgrades, which should be some quests. We also got some basic storage quests. Grab our mechanism tiers. Awesome. And we did get a trash can. Sick. I'm going to put all this away. And I'm going to upgrade. In this case, I should have made more, but let's just get these ones upgraded first. So let's go basic, advanced. And then now that those are upgraded, I do need to come here and turn on auto sort. And I do need to request one more of each tier for our crushers. Okay. Now, we have a choice. We could use 2 export buses to the 2 chains of crushers, or we could use 1 export bus to a buffer, then to the crushers. I think we're going to go with 2 export buses. Let's go ahead and grab 2 of these. Might have to make circuits. Nope, we're good. We'll grab 2 export buses. And then all we need is a big interface. So we'll grab all the materials. This should be everything we're going to need, minus we should grab some power cable. But oh, it's called energy. What am I doing? Let's grab some energy pipe. I will be moving away from energy pipe to a mix of power and mechanism. But for now, this is just what we have set up, so we're going to continue to use it. I am worried about how much power the crusher setup is going to use. We could wire it up to its own unique power system, which could very well be what we do. Let's go ahead and we're going to clear a little area up here. And what we want, if I run the cable this way, this is going to be our output point. This is where all of the results will come out. And what we can do is put our cobble to gravel directly above it, and the 2 needed for sorry, I can think sometimes. For our cobble to sand, we'll just put on the side. Now we do need to configure these, but I do need a quick moment to go and shut a window. It's letting too much cold air in, and it's actually getting kind of chilly, so give me just a moment, folks. Okay. Should be all good now. Awesome. Now, before we wire up the power and the input line, let's take a moment to configure these. I think what I'm actually going to do is remove the cable from behind. I think we're going to route it up top. And all we need to do is come to the configurations for each of these, and we're going to disable all sides. And in this case, we want the front to be input, the bottom to be output. So input, output. The front, or sorry, the beginning of the sand line. Oh, we almost forgot again, guys. Always remember, turn on auto eject. We'll come over to this crusher, and it's actually going to be pretty much the same. Oh, hold shift. There we go. We want input on the front, output to the crusher below. And then for the bottom crusher, we clear the sides, is actually going to get input from top, output to left face. Auto eject. Let's go ahead and let's tier all of these up. And let's just wire up their connections first, and then we'll worry about power. I think we're going to give them some wind power individually is how we're going to do this. So I'm going to route directly up so we power the interface, and then our 2 inputs is all we need. Let's go ahead and take our 2 export buses, and all these are going to export is cobble. So we should see they're getting cobble. Let's make sure these are on auto sort, and we'll worry about speed and such and upgrading the export buses once we have power to all of these. Now, since that didn't immediately connect, I do wonder if I need to come into our energy config. Let's say input. Is that why? There we go. Okay. I think the way I cleared the configs was bad. Let's make sure all of these have input energy on back. Okay, so this one we did correctly. The other ones we didn't. So there is the power input. Let's generate the power right up here. And the method we'll use to do that is wind generators. Now that we have Mekanism somewhat, at least the beginning of Mekanism, automated, it shouldn't be too difficult to just auto-craft them. So let's come over here, and we want wind generators. Let's go ahead and make a pattern, as well as a pattern for energy tablets. And I don't know how much power we're going to need exactly, so for now, why don't we just set up 5? Let's see if we have the resources for 5. We might need to make some more osmium. Oh, no, we're all good. Perfect. While those are crafting, I think I am going to I'm going to mess around with some volume levels. Just to make sure people can hear things better. There we go. Okay, so the wind generators are waiting on our factories, which no worries there. We do know that we haven't made any like speed or energy upgrades. That could be our next focus, but I would like to get our resource gen fully online before we do any of that. I'm going to grab our predictions here. Let's get some more gold being produced. And the only thing I can think of while we're waiting... Oh, I think it's done. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's grab the wind generators. Now, with energy pipes, the wind generators don't produce more than the default extract rate, so we don't need any pipe upgrades. We can just go ahead and turn these on. And what we're going to do is see if our power keeps up. So far, so good. And what we should see is our counts here will be where our totals increase. Oh, you'll love to see it, folks. Makes me so happy. In terms of the concrete we're going to use for the base, my go-to is gray concrete. But the thing is, we don't have a solid dye system yet, since we don't have dye essence. And I don't really want to set up other methods. So I think the next step in our journey of resource production is to finally start to automate a few mystical agriculture seeds. And the one we're going to purposefully make first will indeed be dye. So let's go ahead and take a look at a dye seed. It is tier 2, which does mean we do need prudentium. We haven't tiered through the crystals because we don't have too much inferium yet. But we did get 1 infusion crystal from a quest. So I think if I just take a little bit of this, there's our prudentium essence. We haven't made the infusion altar yet, which would require 1 and 8. I do think I will make patterns for this, just for ease, since we have red dye recipe. This way we can see what we're missing. It's guaranteed to be wool. I don't think we've gotten much wool. So for the 8 altars, oh, we do need the poppies. Let's grab some of those. So 8 altars. We do have the wool. Or sorry, 8 pedestals, 1 altar. We actually have everything we need. Oh, perfect. Now, I think there is a quest to make the wand. The wand isn't necessary. It just takes the place of using redstone. But we'll make it for the quest nonetheless. Coming to the Mystical Agriculture quest chain, let's see where that puts us. So yep, the wand, it just gives a little bit of XP, it looks like. Making the infusion altar rewarded a random reward. We got a bunch of inferium seeds, which is excellent. I'm going to wait to put them down because we're going to set up some automation methods here. I want us to get some dye seeds before anything else. That will require dye agglomeration, or excuse me, agglomeratio, which is probably the wrong pronunciation. But that does require, as you can see here, 4 dyes that are combinations of other dyes. I'm not going to make patterns because we're about to change the way we get our dye colors. What we can do is instead just know we need 4 cyan, 4 orange, 4 pink, 4 lime. Now for the lime, we should probably harvest some cactus here. And we'll have to see if we get, if we have enough of everything here, but let's just give this a shot. Let's just see how close we get, as well as, let me set up the altar. I think I'm just going to put it right down over here. Put down our altar, put down our pedestals, and this is our official start into Mystical Agriculture. come back over here, and we have one orange dye, which we currently, we do have patterns for some of these we can use. But we're going to have to remove these patterns and change them to use dye essence eventually. For now, we should be fine, though. Let's make some more white dye from bone meal. How much would we need? Because if we look back here, it's a lime, pink, orange, cyan. The lime is white and green. The pink is white and red. And the cyan is blue-green. So we do need more green than we actually have. A little unfortunate, but I think we can manage. Let's just get the lime out of the way. And then let's get pink out of the way. And for the cyan, we do need more cactus, unfortunately. I'm just going to put everything away. We're going to kind of refresh our inventory here. We have to wait for it. Oh, that's right. We were gifted cactus. One day I'll remember all of our available resources. But there we go. That should give us the green dye. Once it comes in here. And we need one more blue dye. So we'll get our blue dye, the green once the furnace puts it in here. And that should be all the dyes we're going to need. So there we go, 2 cyan dye. And that should be, if we've done it correctly, 4 dye agma ratio. Combine that with our prudentium and a seed base. And that's it. That should be our dye seed, right? I don't think I'm missing anything. I think that's going to be everything we need. Cryptic Cobra coming in on Twitch. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and put these all down. And there it is. There's our dye seed. Now there's a few methods of automation that we could use here. For now, I think the most basic, the most down to earth would either be to make a mystical agriculture harvester or a harvester pylon. The downside of the harvester pylon is we don't have a good unbreakable hoe yet, so I think we're honestly going to go for the harvester. I think this has some significant use later on. What I really would love to use is hydroponic beds from Industrial Foregoing, but we haven't set up fertilizer production. We're a little too far off of hydroponic. For now, let's just make a basic old harvester from Mystical Agriculture. The other option is, of course, modular routers, but I don't really want to put a modular router for each individual seed. Cryptic says, doing great, enjoyed your survey for the server. Thanks for caring about your community, man. It's a breath of fresh air. I appreciate that. It's my pleasure, Cryptic. Having you guys to play on my servers and hang out with me, that's what it matters to me. And so making sure you guys are properly taken care of and have a good experience and that you're having fun is my #1 priority. Because you guys are my gaming friends. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's go ahead and so I think the quest line itself talks about using modular routers. And it does bring the question. It brings the question of, how do I put this? What am I trying to say? It brings the question of how effective it can truly be compared to other methods, because here's the big thing. The harvester from mystical agriculture produces spare seeds that you can put in seed processors. So, like, for me, I would generally prefer the harvester. I think we do that. Let's just go the harvester route. It should be possible since we've gathered solium, and I think we have enough diamonds. Let's go ahead and make the various patterns here. The solium ingot, we're going to have to make a bunch of patterns for here. You'll see what I mean. First, we need the craft. And we need prosperity ingot, but then here's the complicated pattern part, is solium dust, where in our case, we're just going to use smelting. It comes from solium ore. Am I thinking of the wrong type of solium? I am. Let's not make the solium dust recipe. Let's instead just put all of these in and smelt the solium ore ourselves. I'm thinking of when you go to like make solium jars and such, you need, one sec, I'm going to cough. You need various stages of the cooked solium. But it looks like we already have solium dust. So let's just, maybe they changed it, because I'm looking here, I'm not seeing. Yeah, I think they've gotten rid of it. That's exciting. That's an awesome change, in my opinion, to mystical agriculture. That's really useful. Let's go ahead and try to grab a harvester now. Looks like we have everything we need. And taking a look at it here, you can see there's the operation speed, fuel usage, area, and fuel capacity. All the machines in mystical agriculture are upgraded via these machine upgrades. And even just the inferium machine upgrade can be pretty powerful in terms of speed and whatnot. But it does start to get into the fact that we don't have a lot of the needed materials. But why don't we see what we can get away with? First, we're going to queue up some patterns if we have the resources. We've been burning through them like candy today. Let's get some more of these, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Then we want our... I'm just going to try to get to inferium. We're going to be doing everything inferium based right now. We're not doing any end game system. This is just temporary because we are going to be using hydroponic beds for our crop farming. The other thing we need is a machine upgrade base. Once again, using more diamonds. It's going to be rough, but I think we can get by till we can start producing our own diamonds. Let's try to get one upgrade. Perfect. Now, it does raise the question over whether or not the harvester is going to work with crop supports from Pneumaticraft. We're going to give it a try. So I'm going to use all my compressed iron to just make a bunch of them. And we're going to choose an area to set this up. Now, I am tempted to just share the crusher energy here. But at the same time, I kind of wanted to have an area over here. So why don't we set up here? What I'll do is I'll move this chest. And we'll focus as our farm as being right here. We'll have to choose our seeds and such carefully, but I think I think I'm gonna change where the water is so that we can fully utilize our area with the harvester. So right now it's 3x3, but once we put this in, I believe it becomes 5x5. But for now, I just wanted to cover this 3x4 area. So I'm just going to move the water over to the side. And something we need to test is if crop supports can go on types of farmland. Because if you look at the farmlands from Mystical itself, the only time you'd really use... Oh, I added farm, my bad. The only time you would really use the Mystical agriculture farmland itself is for the Inferium bonus, but I'm not even seeing that here. Can anybody in the chat tell me, did they change the way the farmlands work? And we got Brian Mortensen. Apologize, took me a second. Coming in on both YouTube and Twitch. Hey, Fallen, hope you're doing good. I'm doing pretty good, Brian. I sure hope you're having a good day, too. Let's see if the quest log... There's two things I want to check. I want to check what the quest log says about farmland. And then I want to check what the... excuse me. I want to check what the guidebook itself says about farmland. So coming here, it talks about Inferium farmland. Okay, so that's interesting. So now it does increase the growth rate and does progressively affect Inferium seeds. Interesting. I want to read a little bit more about it. Let's see if we can craft. I believe Mystical Agriculture does in fact have a guidebook. Let's go ahead and grab this. And let's see what they have said the farmland uses. I think it's going to be under advances, maybe? Nope, that's not it. Basics. Essence farmland. So this is what the guide currently says. Essence farmland increases the output efficiency of mystical agriculture crops in multiple ways. They're listed on the following page. Okay. Crops will usually have a 10% chance to drop a second seed when planted on any tier essence farmland. And that's what I'm going for, is additional seed drops. Crops will have an additional 10% chance to drop a second seed when planted on their corresponding tier essence farmland. Okay, good to know. And Inferium seeds will drop more essence when planted on high tier. We do know that. So that's what I wanted to see. So there is in fact an increased chance for secondary seed drops when planted on tiered farmland. Demise coming on YouTube says, check out Dyer's farmlands. There is a... Here, let me do it this way. Oh, am I doing that wrong? I thought what am I thinking of? Are you talking specifically about I can English, guys, I promise. Are you talking about the farmlands from what are they from? You know, the hasty and different. What are they from? Farming for blockheads. Are you talking about farming for blockheads? Because I did not know that Just Dire Things had farmlands. Bubblebrainer coming in on Twitch. Hello, FPK in chat. Hope you're all doing all right. Hope you're doing well too, Bubblebrainer. Good to see you. So let's take a look here at the Just Dire Things book. I am curious. He mentions farmlands. Is it a machine? Because I personally was not aware that Just Dire Things had a form of farming. like a farmland. But regardless, we're going to use Inferium farmland for now, because that's the tier we have, specifically because of the increased chance at seed drop. That's what we care about. So why don't we make a bunch of this? If we do the math, we need 12 for our current setup. We'll come over here. Let's see here. Timely says, dire hose make the farmland. So let's type in, is it like hose? Bubblebaner says, sick at the moment, fever and stuff, but I'm hanging in there. Good to see you streaming. Well, I hope you feel better soon, Bubblebrainer. And I think I'm understanding now. If you use one of the hose from Just Dire Things, you get a special farmland. We'll read more about that here in a second. I'm going to use Mystical Agriculture for now because I want seed production. That's what I want. Let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to conduct a test here of whether or not Pneumatic Craft crop supports work not only with the harvester, but with Inferium farmland. Okay, looks like they do. Let's go ahead and put down the ones we have. Let's go ahead and we're going to put our harvester. Oh, I do need to face the farmland. There we go. We'll put our harvester there. And we are going to upgrade its tier here. Then for power, we are going to use a couple more windmills so that it's on its own power network. And for storage, what I'm thinking is honestly just a sophisticated chest with various upgrades inside of it. So let's grab, in this case, just an acacia. And let's grab a basic to gold. And let's see if we can give it stack upgrades. Okay, we did have the materials. Awesome. So let's come over here and quickly eat. We do have to pull from it to the chest. And the method I think I'm going to use for that, I'll show you guys here in a second. Let's just get this up and running first and foremost. But I'm actually going to use Sophisticated itself to pull the items just because I really like... I know our current builds speak to the contrary, but I really do like clean setups. Let's try and get a advanced hopper upgrade. Now, the advanced part is important. The advanced version of the upgrade does allow us to pull from the downward face and such. So let's come in here and grab an advanced hopper. And what we can do is put that in here, and all we have to do is say that there is nothing from the top, and it is pulling from the bottom. Oh, that is really interesting, Demise. We'll have to experiment with that later. Thanks for making me aware of it. I did not know about that functionality. I am curious about its tick rate, like how much it impacts tick rate of the server to have such a system in place. I'd love to find out. But I do think I'm not going to plant the refined obsidian seeds for now. I really don't need refined obsidian at this time, especially since we've already gathered a rather decent amount of the essence. I mean, that gives us 10 refined obsidian, which is enough for a lot of the stuff we're trying to do. So I'm not going to plant those seeds. Let's instead get the power situation taken care of. And in this case, the original harvester, it doesn't seem that mousing over it immediately tells me it's FE a tick. We do know the harvester itself uses 10 a tick, and this is a double modifier, so it's only going to be like 20 FE. So honestly, let's just grab a single wind generator here. But in terms of large-scale farms, here on our server demise, we ask everybody to avoid crop farms that pop the items, even if momentarily, even if just for a moment. We want people to avoid any farm that pops the crop results into the world. And I'm a little worried about the JDT method you're stating, because it sounds like they harvest and drop on the ground, and then you have a collection system. So we'll have to explore it and check out its viability and such. Because no matter what, because our overarching goal is to make the museum, we're going to be exploring all of JDT, despite my not so hidden distaste for some of it. We are going to be exploring all of just dire things, and we'll have to really dig into those crop functions really fast. I do want to see if we grab that dire guidebook. I'm sure if we pull up the tool section for hose, it'll tell us more about this. When used to till dirt, this version of the hoe converts it into primogel soil. Primogel soil offers the benefit of being trample-proof, ensuring your crops remain undisturbed. Crops also grow a little bit faster. And then I'm sure as you go up in tier, you reach more and more benefits, I'm assuming. So like let's just jump all the way to Eclipse Alloy. So in this case, it just says it supports the most advanced farming upgrades, maximizing crop yield and efficiency. We may have to actually go step by step here. Let's go to Blaze Gold. In this case, it boosts the crop growth even more. Auto harvests, causing plants to drop their resources automatically. Harvested items quickly despawn. So it does pop them in the world, which is, it's unfortunate. But here we go. Here's what we're looking for, guys. Once you reach Celesta Gem, if the hoe has teleport drops ability and is bound to an inventory, the soil will teleport the auto harvested results to that inventory. That's what we're looking for. Demise says the crops do not last long on the ground, just seconds. Hopper systems work well to catch, or at least a dire collector system. Yeah, it really again, it'd be perfectly fine in a single player world or a multiplayer server that only had a few players. This isn't the prime time of the server right now, and you can already see how many players are online. When there is all the players online, all the bases running, all the entities loaded, all the block entities, any little bit helps in terms of lag prevention, and in terms of farms. Never generating, even if it's only there for half a second, never generating an entity in the world really adds up in terms of performance, and that's why we have that system in place. But I do need to fix something. Give me just a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. But okay, so here we are. We did get this online and running. Obviously, no crops have really grown up yet. It definitely has enough power. Why don't we... I think we have enough for some... Oh, we only had 2 mystical essence? I could swear we'd gotten more. I don't really want to use a diamond. We'll just wait for this to grow. If anything, let's put this one away. And you need 4 mystical fertilizer to upgrade it. So let's just use a basic watering can here. I don't even know if the basic one has much of an effect, but let's just give this a try. I just want to make sure our system is working. Okay, so there's 1 crop grown. Let's just see if we can get... There we go. So at least, okay, so we do have the dye crop. Now, the harvester, if I remember correctly, doesn't it require... Does it require a redstone signal? Am I crazy? I think it does. Oh, we never... I guess we needed to hold a scythe. Bubble Brainer says it doesn't require redstone signal. Awesome. It is just... I do know it is not the fastest at harvesting at the lower tiers, but in our case, we're not growing the crops that fast either. But I'm going to claim our random rewards in case we get some more seeds and such. No seeds, but that's fine. That did give us... Oh, I swear it just showed a quest. Maybe we already claimed it. But I am noticing it did harvest the dye. It's just going very slowly. But here's what we needed to check. I just wanted to see if our sophisticated chest would grab the result. Looks like it does. Looks like everything is working properly. So this can just run now. There's multiple methods we can increase the growth rate, but I really don't want to focus on mystical agriculture until until we get to hydroponic beds from industrial foregoing. So we're not going to be too concerned with it. The only thing I might do is we could probably just hope for some more dye seeds, and as soon as we get them, plant them. But I think we'll just have to leave it at that for now. In terms of automating the concrete for our base, we do need the pattern for gray concrete powder. Let's go ahead and make that. And let's just explore the possibilities of the gray dye. The white and black dye could be pretty possible till we have a significant source of dye essence. If we can find a proper black dye substitute. And in this case, we don't have coal to black dye, a mod that does that. So it really is only ink sacs. But we could produce ink sacs pretty well with, what am I trying to say? We could produce ink sacs, I believe, with hostile neural networks, can't we? See, we can. So honestly, we might, until we get our hydroponic beds, our dye essence income, we may go this route because we could just use loot fabricators and maybe a mob farm to supply us with black and white dye. So why don't we get another data module and build it up for some squids here. Now, I believe we have the deep learner on us, so we should be good. Bubblebrainer is asking in the server chat, do you know if the hydroponic beds are lag-free? They are one of the best lag-free methods as long as you aren't using external or other mods to tick accelerate them. They're one of my favorite methods because at least back in All the Mods 9, based on the testing we conducted over hundreds of hours of episodes, in terms of speed, properly set up hydroponic beds offered the best speed to lag cause of most methods back in All the Mods 9. So it's like if you wanted the most lag free, it was a proper setup of botany pots. It'd be slow, but it'd be very good for lag. But on all the tests we did back in All the Mods 9, which may not be too applicable today because a lot of mods have been reworked, there's a lot of new systems, but at least back in All the Mods 9, the best way to cause the least lag while getting the most speed was hydroponic beds. Polar Bear says, Fallen, I sent you something in your mailbox. Okay, I'll have to check it out in just a minute here. Let's try to get a squid prediction, and then we will head back to the base. So let's go ahead and grab a squid, put that in our deep learner, and let's level this. At least oh, what was that? Did you guys see that? I don't, was that like a magic mod that, oh, it's the, never mind. We are causing a wither effect with our bracelet, I believe is what we are seeing. Let's just kill some squids here. If we can, I'd like to skip a learning method, or I should say learning level of the data module. So let's hopefully get a good amount of squids here. I'm hoping for a big pack. You know, when you see like 8 of them in a river. It is turning night. I'm gonna quickly sleep. And while we're here at the base, let's check our mailbox. We got a package here from Polar Bear and another one saying, I'm not going to use these and thought you'd like them. If not, you can give them away to someone else. Okay, let's check these out. That's interesting, Bubble Brainer. I'll have to look into it because I do know in terms of the harvesters from Mystical Agriculture, they can cause pretty severe lag if they are ever full on inventory or if they are not receiving enough power per tick. I'll have to look into it myself. I don't know what the current situation is in All the Mods 10, Neoforge 1.21. So I don't have an answer for you. But the first package, hey, some kitty slippers and a villager hat. Thank you so much, Polar Bear. Let's see what is in this one. Oh my gosh. Tons and tons of artifacts and relics. Let's take a look here. So currently, we're wearing the cowboy hat, which only increases mount movement speed, but we don't have a mount. So I might put that to the side for now, and I would prefer the villager hat just because I don't know if I really feel like doing the research. If it works the same as before, doesn't this give you discounted villager trades? Now it's 21 levels to full hint. Let's just go with 1 hint. And we'll try our best here. If we just come... Oh my gosh. It's always really buggy for me. What if we try this? Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna take a hint because it's not letting me click. What if it's this? Oh my gosh, please. Yeah, it is not working for me. Okay, so what I'm looking here, so this has 2 lines. Okay, I'm understanding how the research works more now. Do you guys see the orbs rotating? I think that means how many connections there's supposed to be. So if we go up, over, there we go. Figured it out. Awesome. Trade secret. We take a look at this. Increases the discount when trading with villagers. Right now we have an 11.7, which is actually really low. I'm going to spend all my levels and just risk it for the biscuit. Oh, we went down. Darn. Yeah, we'll have to look at trying to improve that one later. For now, I was using springy boots to reduce my fall damage, but I believe, yeah, kitty slippers increases safe fall height, but it's no longer unlimited. But springy boots, as long as the ability is active, I think it's safe because I have the ability active here. So we'll have to see, because I do want to know what the countless lives trade is. So we'll have to level those up eventually. We already had springy boots, so we'll have to trade those to another person. We do have another boot slot, and I do want to see what roller skates does. +1 experience point for each second of acceleration from the ability, and in that case, increases the movement speed depending on its duration. All blocks become slippery for the wearer. I'm not too interested in that ability personally, so we might trade that one too. Let's just go ahead and put on the kitty slippers. We do already have a hunter belt. In this case, the load capacity is max. And in our hunter belt, I did reach max, and I reached 4.5. So the question is, I think we keep wearing the hunter belt we have. So I think what we'll do is we'll trade those ones to other members on the server. Thank you so much, Polar Bear. Let's see what the wool mitten does. Experience point for every 5 units of size when hit by a snowball from the ability, which is mold. Collecting snow using right mouse bumper with an empty hand gradually forms special solid snowballs. Hitting such a snowball on the target will cause damage and stun it, as well as freeze targets nearby. Holding a snowball without an equipped relic also freezes the wearer. And there's different tiers of frostbite, stun, damage, maximum size of the snowball. That actually sounds really interesting. I think we're gonna wear this. We'll definitely have to go find some snow to try it out. But for now, let's go back to getting our squid data module. I think we got to stay in rivers, because as soon as we go in the ocean, we're getting too many other modded sea creatures. So I think it's best if we just fly along if we just fly along the rivers here, trying to find our squids. We just need one more for the first tier. I did want to skip the second tier, but I'm starting to think that is not going to be an option. I don't think we are getting enough squids here. There is a bunch. Let's see what the requirements are. So 12 to go from basic. Why don't we just try here? Because I did see a bunch of squids up ahead. Let's see if we can skip a learning tier. I think would be pretty useful. Well, also, we're really close to how would I put it? We're really close to passively generating all the supplies needed to unlimitedly produce prediction matrices. The only thing we're really missing is clay. But now that we have sand and gravel, we could probably, wasn't it a sag mill recipe we could use to produce clay? Is that right? As one of our methods. All right, we do need 5 more squids. I think I'm gonna... Oh, hey, look at that. They just spawned. Now, I do see a pillager patrol. That does make me wonder, does the pillager, if it exists, does the pillager data module grant emeralds, or is it only the evoker? Okay, we're 1 squid short, but really fast. I do want to look at... Yeah, there is not a pillager data module. It is only the evoker and the... I know him as the Johnny. What's he called? A Vindicator? I think those are the only 2 that give you emeralds. Yeah, Vindicator and somewhere in there is evoker. So I don't think I'm going to kill the patrol right now. Instead, we're just going to find and kill 1 more squid real fast. And there we go. We now have an advanced module. Oh, 1 second. And all we should have to do now is if we start training this module. Sorry, my voice is dying. If we start training this, we should produce enough ink sacs to make enough concrete to get started on our starting home. So I'm going to put all of this away. And I'm going to try to make some more prediction matrices, which again, our limiting factor here is clay, which I really am tempted. It wasn't the sag mill. What was it, guys? We went over this in a previous stream about the method of clay production. And I swear we found a decent method. Okay, mud to clay and enriching is possible. I don't really want to use, unless, does mud have? Okay, mud also has to be chemical injection. So it probably will just end up, our clay production will probably end up coming from mystical agriculture essences, because clay's just being too much of a pain in all the mods 10 compared to all the mods 9, at least in my opinion. But we can get a good amount with dirt and water seeds once we get there. So that is probably the route we will go. Yeah, there is water and sand in the mixer from modern industrialization. The earliest mixture you can make is bronze. We could always try out that method once we actually start to go the modern industrialization route. But I'm taking a look here. Do you guys see the crazy server lag right now? Is somebody trying to speed through the night rather than sleeping in a bed? Is that what that is? Is someone using like a what mod is the hammock from? Comforts. Is someone using comforts rather than a normal bed? Because whatever that was, it kills the server to do it that way. I think our TPS went down to 19. Yeah, now we're back up to 20. But anyway, let's keep going here. Let's try to get a few prediction matrices. And heck, I mean, we could just try and progress modern industrialization to the mixer stage, because it's not too bad. Someone in server chat mentions how it needs steam, but I'm not too worried about it, because you use everything with steam at that stage. But it's just, digging into modern industrialization is such a big step. I'd rather do it once we have a base, a proper base setup. I think we will just stick to using mystical agriculture to make our clay. I think that's just the route we're going to do. We do need to make the sludge refiner, just so that we have sludge processing happening. Why don't we try and get a sludge refiner online? We do need a few patterns here. I'm hoping we have enough resources and such. So I am a huge fan of sludge refiners. I really am. Producing sludge is fantastic. So if we were to up our sludge production, which we could, if we didn't care about the, I think, wouldn't the plant gatherer, which produces sludge, for those who don't know, the plant gatherer from Industrial Foregoing, I think it would still produce seeds, secondary seeds, especially, and because the chance is just affected by the farmland, the harvester itself is not necessary for seed production. I think we could use a plant gatherer to increase our sludge production. Just a possibility for the future. Sweet Bounce coming in on Twitch says, hello Fallen in chat. How you doing, Sweet Bounce? Good to see ya. Let's go ahead and queue this up. And let's start processing our sludge. For now, I am just going to grab another sophisticated chest. We'll give it some upgrades. Why not? Let's just throw them on. Let's go for a basic to gold. And I'm just going to make one stack upgrade for it. We are not going to be producing that much, because we are not producing sludge at any crazy rate, because we're only harvesting trees right now. So we don't have a massive need for, oh gosh, right into the lava. We don't have a massive need for storing the results of the sludge refiner. I'm going to go ahead and just put it right here. And let's come over here, and to the west, we want to pull sludge. That should pull it in. And then I'm going to just push the outputs up the top. Let's go ahead and put our chest, upgrade it, and give it some storage. But yeah, so for those who don't know, refining sludge, I can speak sometimes. Let me pull it up here. Refining sludge gives you dirt, clay, gravel, nominal gravel, sand, clay, production. It's fantastic. Sweet Bounce says, what pack version we playing right now? Been offline for a bit. 1.16, whatever the latest announcement in Discord for the server version is the version I am last aware the server is on. And then anytime you go to connect, it will tell you right here. That's automatically populated with my current server setup of telling you the version. Well, let's hop back in here and sorry, my network died for a second there. Let's hop back in here, and I think the only other thing we really need to set up is white dye, but I kind of want to do it from a mob farm. I kind of want a basic mob farm. I know we've mostly been going hostile neural networks, but I want to start getting some more modded player kill mob drops. Specifically, I really want to get into Tombstone, but I still haven't gotten a Essence of Undeath. So if we go and grab a spawner, we could do it with Silk Touch, but we also have a cardboard box. But I think I got a tool that had Silk Touch, didn't I? I could swear we did. Maybe we didn't. That's fine. We'll just use a cardboard box to grab a spawner. Why don't we go grab that skeleton spawner that's down in the mine and just make a quick little setup for starting to get some mob drops. Now, I am noticing my force loads keep clearing. I'm wondering if we have too low of a clear force loaded chunk setting. It's supposed to be 7 days. Max idle days before unclaim is set to 0. But, oh wait, no, but that says this disables auto unclaiming. But call me crazy, didn't it auto unclaim? What is the server performance mod that can also unclaim FTB chunk force loading? Isn't it crash utilities? It's crash utilities, right? So if I pull up crash utilities, can't I look at the current configuration? Is that right? I'll have to look on the server to see if that's what's setting it. I believe Bubble Brainer, before I spammed the chat, somebody said it's 3 days currently. I'll try setting it in the admin settings, but I might need to go into the crash utilities config and disable its version of idle unclaim. Oh my gosh, it's right there, guys. I get what you're saying now. I'm reading it now. Sweet Bounce coming in on Twitch, you guys in the server chat. I was reading the claiming or looking at force loading. Yeah, let's go ahead and we're going to change the max idle force load to 7. That's what we want it at. All that means is that if you or a member, if you and no one on your team logs in for 7 days, it will unforce load your chunks. That's all that means. Yeah, this is some gorgeous scenery, though. I'm curious, before we go grab the spawner, yeah, look at that. We're already at over 1,000 of each. And each squid prediction is 32 ink sacs. So that's phenomenal. We're going to be good on gray dye. Let's head down to our skeleton spawner and bring it back to the base. because we do have Apotheosis, which is going to allow us to do Apothic Spawner modification, which should make it pretty good. And then we also have mob grinding utils in the pack, if I remember correctly. So with those in combination, we can have a good passive farm mode, and then the ability to switch it to manual to try and get other forms of drops. So let's go ahead and grab our skeleton spawner, and then, you know, now that we have a jetpack, we can actually really check out this mine that we never did. I'm curious with the jetpack on, which we're losing power pretty quick, so I'm gonna lower my generation rate. It's because we didn't reforce load. If our chunks aren't loaded, we're not wirelessly charging. Let's load our base. That should give us wireless charging. And we've looted this tower of the now removed bunkers. I really want to collect these spawners, but I have to do it with Silk Touch. And I don't have Silk Touch right now. So we gotta be really careful, because these zombies, if you're unfamiliar from the bunker mod, the way these spawners are modified, the zombies hit like absolute trucks. But now that we have flight, we can kind of cheese it a bit. Our jetpack's not the best, so let's do some landing to be extra safe here. But yeah, these zombies, they are dangerous. Looks like they are still generating in the light, unfortunately. I may have to, I don't think there's any custom loot tables to these mods, or these mobs, so I may just break the spawner. Oh gosh, they hit so hard, dude. But yeah, I'm gonna break the spawner, and then while I do want to loot these chests, we do have to deal with them. And I think the best method to deal with them would be to come out here. I'm just gonna break all these spawners. Oh, little too low there. Let's try to be a little more careful. There we go. I'm gonna try to just maybe knock them into the lower platform, maybe. There we go. They all fell. Perfect. Okay, should be safe. Let's do a little bit of looting here. Oh, he's coming. Man, the spawn range on some of these, like these bunkers, are absolutely terrifying. It makes me, I wonder if their danger was what had them removed from the pack. I'd love to know what like the official reasoning was behind removing bunkers. But boy, oh boy, are they... These zombies, they're dangerous. Should be able to loot here. I don't think this is a trap. Verita Magica says, pretty sure they were creating world errors. Oh no, guys. You know what I just realized? I bet you these loot chests here in the bunker are calling the bunker loot table. And so they're all going to be empty. I am pretty sure. Because if I look at... Oh, I have to stand on the container. For those who don't know, there's some looter commands that let you, as an admin, do a little bit of debugging. And I just want to see what we can find out about these really quick. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are all duds. Lady Fox coming in on Twitch. Hey, babe. Hope you're having a good morning. We're just doing some random stream stuff. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, it looks like since Bunkers was removed, we are not going to be able to do any looting of those chests. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and let's set up a small system for our skeleton spawner. Now, there's a few methods we can use for the mob transportation, such as the fans from mob grinding utilities. I don't think, yeah, we don't have vector plates, but we do have the entity conveyors. They're not my favorite, though. I'm not a big fan of entity conveyors, just because they're not that fast. But I mean, we could see if they've improved it. Why don't we just find out if they have improved conveyors? Oh, it's not that bad. It's definitely a bit faster. You know what? Let's do it. Let's use the conveyors. We will need probably a few more of these, and we have plenty of slime. Do need to break down some more redstone real quick. There we go. Let's go ahead and before we do anything, let's try and clean up our spawner. We need a comparator first and foremost. If they haven't changed it, the comparator makes the spawner redstone controlled. So let's make sure that's still the case. Yep. Let's go ahead and make our spawner redstone controlled. Now what we can do is we can see with the current configuration of the pack what we can do to our spawner. Slowburn coming in on Twitch as well. Hello all. Hello Slowburn. Hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and check out here. So youthful, spawn range, silent is still wool, activation, no AI is chorus fruit. It is not golden apples, so that change is stuck. Oh my gosh, the min spawn delay is still sugar and the max is still clock. So they haven't implemented their custom recipes. For those who don't know, they changed these to use like all the modium and unobtainium. So they just haven't done that yet. Interesting. Okay, well let's do a few upgrades here to it. First, we'll make the mobs silent. I'd love to do no AI, but I personally haven't been to the end yet. We've really have hardly explored, and I don't think the market sells chorus fruit. And I don't want to accept it from anybody till we have gone to the end ourselves. So we'll hold off on that for now. Let's instead just focus on what we can do. Now, in terms of sugar, we really should try to keep up on our harvesting here. Let's go ahead and throw these on here. We might actually be able to do quite a bit of the max spawn delay because we have a pretty good gold income. In fact, I'm actually going to switch us back to gold here. Let me go ahead and put that in. I'm going to switch us back to gold production for a little bit. Because while our production's good, we're definitely burning through it. Let's see how many clocks we can make. 25. That's still pretty good. That's already going to bring us down to roughly a 300, which is pretty decent. I think we have the materials to make a soul lantern, if I'm remembering correctly. Oh, what the heck? Am I in the wrong? Okay, soul lantern, soul torch. Why is the soul torch recipe different? What the heck? The Minecraft soul torch recipe is overridden to take the soul fruit from the biomes we've gone. What the heck? What's up with that, guys? I'm rather upset. So we need soul fruit, but I don't necessarily want to go get it right now. That's really annoying. I wanted to use the soul lantern for the no light requirement, or ignores light, but we may have to check that out later. Yeah, they were just talking about XNet. For those that don't know, XNet is one of my personal favorite logistical system. It's honestly one of my favorites. In fact, it sounds like Sweet Bounce is having an issue of he can't create channels. And let's go find out why he can't. If he's all right with it. Let's go ahead and TP to. Oh gosh, what is Sweet Bounce? What is your IGN? Are you polar? No, you're not polar bear. You're yeah, you're Verita. So let's take a look here. So he's having issues. He says he can't create channels. So he's already got 5 channels. So you can't edit channel 6? Channel 1 says it's on energy. Can't create an input. Okay, where is the energy? Okay, so, and this is probably going to be the reason why. Where is your energy input to it? Because remember, the modular router, the controller itself does not qualify as the connection point. So in this case, it looks like it's right here, right? At this basic energy cube is connected to this advanced connector. It's all in the red network. So what I'm going to do is okay, yeah, you've already labeled it energy cube. Already labeled it energy cube, and then inside the cube we need to in this case it is the south face. Let's just make sure everything's configured. Yep. Output energy, perfect. That's all good. And then coming over here on the energy cube, you have on your energy channel, you have extract. We're going to go max. And that should be it. Maybe if you didn't know this, you do need to set a rate. Which in this case is limited to 100,000. So let me try to understand your issue here. I just can't make imports and exports on any channels. Well, in this case, so now we have told this XNet connector to pull in power, and you're trying to output power, right? In this case, to a simulation chamber. Can't make it on controller is what you're saying. That could be, they may have disabled, if I'm remembering correctly, they may have disabled powering, because here's the problem. Controller-wise, and I'll get to what you're saying in just a second. Controller-wise, before you could jumpstart the network and then power the controller from the network, but you can no longer do that. But to keep going here, so you're saying the power channel is broke because I can't make it input to the loot fabricator. So if we come over to the loot fabricator, you have your connector here. Now, if I am reading this right, and come over here, so you're saying if we try to create, nothing will work. Now, could that be that the channel itself is locked? I'm trying to remember. There used to be a way to lock, per se. What I'm going to do, just to clean everything up here, let's try to delete the channel. Now, I'm already seeing really remove channel 1. We're going to remove the energy network. Then we'll come to channel 1, and we want energy. You can rename this later. I'm just going to call it power, and I'm going to put that in the channel name. We'll come to the cube. The cube is extract, and we are extracting, oh my gosh. There we go. 100,000. And we are inserting, oh, look at that. Something breaks. Hi Lynx, how you doing? Welcome to the Twitch channel. Sorry, we're currently helping debug an issue with XNet here. Now, the loop fabricator wouldn't take an insert, and that's really interesting. I want to test, if you don't mind, let me be the admin here. Let me clean up my inventory. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a, in this case, another loot fabricator, and let's put it on. Oh, I think I know what the issue is. That looked like, here, let's just try some stuff here. So I'm going to put one there. So it doesn't work. Does work. Okay, so it is this connector. What would be the issue? It says it's advanced, but it doesn't let you choose the orientation. That's really interesting. So what is different between here? Yeah, try, or I guess you can hear me. Try to break and replace that loot fabricator and then try to make your energy channel. Let's fix our inventory here. Won't take but a minute. No, still can't connect. Could it be? There's something it's not liking. I'm just going to try something here. Ah, the connector was bugged. The connector itself was bugged. Sweet bounce. Breaking it, look at how the other channels appeared. Now we can see it had an insert on 4. Let's try to make sure it gets power though. Once everything is connected, let's try to make sure everything is working correctly here. So it says it should be pulling power, right? Am I doing that right? Redstone mode ignored. And then insert. The loot fabricator's not getting power. But the energy cube does have power, but here's what we need to do. So if you didn't know this, here's the other thing we need to do, Sweet Bounce. Because you've only enabled it on the front side of the energy cube, right? With advanced connectors, you actually have to designate the side connection. I'm no guarantee this is going to be the fix to the issue, but if we come over to the extract, oh wait, pardon me, it's not letting you change the side, the operation side. What the heck? Is that not an advanced connector? I could swear that's an advanced, isn't it? It is. I'm just gonna, but anyway, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put input output on the top and put output on every side. Because from what I can tell, I don't think we are drawing power from the energy cube. Now, something that could be the cause of that is the fact that XNet, like if I come over to channel 8, used to have mech power as a type. That makes me wonder, out of curiosity, if you don't mind, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to break your ender gate. You may have grabbed it. If I could see it. If your magnet grabbed it. And ender gates can, in fact, directly connect to connectors, right? So if we then come over here and on the ender gate, create an extract. And make sure processing's on. Yep, there we go. So it was, in fact, something with the energy cube. It's still, now it's pulling from it. I don't know what changed, but you should be fine to just have the direct ender gate connection. That should work. At least it has in the past. Yep, working just fine. But yeah, so definitely your main issue was the connector was bugged. Yeah, the cube was bugged, the connector was bugged, the channel was bugged, and the only thing I can think of, because I'm not seeing a chunk border issue, was it was just a bad, maybe a bad save one of these days, because it's definitely force loaded. Oh, it says it was force loaded 23 minutes ago. I don't know. I couldn't tell you 100%, honestly. But at least we've got it working now. Ah, that makes sense, Sweet Bounce. Could have been on mech power before, and the update changed it. Okay, guys. Let's go ahead and quickly finish up our side project here. What we're going to do is just set up a very basic skeleton farm with nothing too fancy. And I think the way we're going to do it is we are going to go a 9x9. I'm not going to reduce the range, so let me actually count these blocks. So we got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I did do that right. We definitely have enough distance. So let's get this all set up. We'll probably have to make a few more conveyors, but the ones here, I do want them coming this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're at 1, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. All we got to do is fill this in. I will need to go craft some more. It shouldn't take but a moment here. Oh, I don't have my axe on me. Oh, we're lucky. It was a quick break. All is good. I'm going to put him over here. Let's craft some more entity conveyors. We did use all our gold, though. I don't remember. Did the entity conveyor use gold? It didn't. Awesome. All right, that should... I think that'll be enough. Because it's 81 total, right? Being 9 by 9. Should be all we need. I'm a little worried about trying to get a soul lantern. So out of curiosity, anybody on the server right now, if you're currently hanging out in this stream, does anybody have a soul lantern available? Because I can't believe they changed... A mod is overriding the recipe right now of requiring soul fruit, which is a bummer and a half. So if anyone has a soul lantern, we'll grab the fence. Let's come up and we'll come over. And we're just working to this corner. Slowburn says, check mail. Oh, I don't think it's come through yet. I think he's still sending it. I'm not crazy, right? But thank you, Polar. We should be good. It sounds like Slowburn's got us. If we need to, I can just TPA to Slowburn. It's no hassle. But I do want to quickly try and just get this mostly plotted out here. Won't send. Uh-oh. Let me just TPA to Slowburn. And maybe we can get it there. Oh, I guess he's watching. Thanks so much, Slow. Greatly appreciate it. Again, I can't wait to do some tours of some of these bases you guys have. These are looking absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait. Great looking base. Let's go ahead and add ignores light to our spawner. And then we could very quickly go to the end and get chorus fruit so that we have no AI. And the way we could do that, since we have the ability to craft all of our Eyes of Ender. I'm going to do that right there. So boom, we have our Eyes of Ender. Rather than going and generating more chunks and making a new stronghold portal entrance, does anybody have a... does anybody have a end portal entrance already, you know, generated and whatnot? Looks like... Sweet Bounce has us. Let's go ahead and run over there, and I've waited till we could craft the Eyes of Ender, which we have. That makes it valid for us. So let's go ahead and head into the end. And I probably should have brought some ender pearls to use an end gateway. But we'll just kill some endermen here in the end. My camera is not refocusing. Give me a second here, guys. There we go. Okay, so here at the end. Oh, I think I already looked at an enderman somehow. Let's see. Why don't we I might just go, I'm just gonna go grab. Ah, darn it, our shaders broke from dimension change again. Is anybody else experiencing that? Is anybody else's shaders absolutely bricking anytime you... Oh my gosh, we're actually out of ender pearls. I used them all on accident. Is anybody else's shaders breaking anytime you change dimensions? Because that's what's doing it for us. When I go to the nether or go to the end, it breaks. And it's just it's a bummer trying to, because the only way to fix them once they break like this is I have to completely reload the game. Like every time. And I'll be real, it's starting to get like legitimately annoying that anytime I change dimensions, the shaders break. I was really hoping it was because of my connector. You know, we talked about at the start of the stream that I was done testing the connector mod and forgified fabric and flashback. So I removed it, hoping that would fix the shaders breaking, but that still seems to not be the case. It's iris itself. Is that glowstone? Hold up, everybody. Yeah, iris itself is breaking. What is all this glowstone? I gotta say, don't mind if I do. I'm just gonna take, I'm just gonna do one break here. But we need to get some chorus fruit. I'm sure we can find some here. Yep, there's some already, and there's also a ship to loot. We'll want to make sure we grab endstone so that we can grow. Oh my gosh, free dark steel? Are you serious? Holy cow, look at the loot here. That is incredible. Hold up. We'll take a look at all of this in a second. I just want to loot and then be on our way. We'll look at everything we just got in a moment. But it looks like we got really lucky. Especially the Silk Touch pick. We now can break the spawners, so no worries there. We'll claim our quests and such after we grab some endstone and chorus. Let's make sure we get a flower. Perfect. And some chorus fruit. Last but not least, some endstone. And let's go home. It's unfortunate the shader's being broken, but I am about to wind down the stream, so I'm not gonna reload right now. Let's take a quick look. Looks like we got some... Oh, you can now just find Ars glyph recipes. That is insane. We did get a Ring of Recovery for Iron Spellbooks. We got a Chorus Totem. A fatal hit has a chance to teleport you somewhere else. We did get a Helium Flamingo, which, for those who don't know, it allows you to, like, float fly a little bit. Did get another capacitor. We got some dark steel ingots. A lot of good stuff. And we did get some really nice scrolls too. This will be really fun once we start diving into magic. But for now, I'm gonna quickly just put some of these on. And let's grab one of our chorus fruit just to make this no AI. Sweet Bounce, if you didn't know, it's the player transmitter, the item I'm currently looking at. Player transmitter, and there's two forms of the card. There's the regular binding card, and then there's the dimensional binding card. You need the dimensional one to have interdimensional charging of your jetpack. But with that, the mob spawner should now be working. We won't make the mob grinding utils grinder just yet. We'll save that for later because we might just go straight to industrial foregoing mob crushing. I just want to check that everything's in order here, because the method I would, like I was saying, I need to manually kill undead to try and get some Corel tombstone drops. Because for those that don't know, even the mob grinders that say they enable player drops will not drop Corel Tombstone Essence of Undeath. I don't believe they've changed that or anything like that. Hey, what's up, Wazaf? So let's looks like it's working. That's good. And they are no AI. We can use dripstone to make them spawn with less health, which we probably will do. But just like that, we should now, once we set up a mob grinding system, probably in the next stream, we'll have infinite bones. We're getting all the ink sacks we need from Squid predictions. So honestly, I think next episode, next stream, what we're going to do is start building an actual base. We have officially set up our sand and gravel passive production. We've started our mystical agriculture here to start giving us materials. Honestly, we're about to take some major steps in terms of progress in the pack. Let's go ahead and just, I'm not even going to look at which ones. Let's just claim a bunch of quests. Pop all of these. We're just going to try to get all cleaned up and ready for next stream. I'm going to go ahead and put all this away. Let's see if there's any random reward quests. Doesn't look like it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. It's been Fallen Pumpkin here. I've had a blast. We officially, I know it's short by a couple minutes, but I'm going to count it. Our goal of reaching a 3-hour stream officially reached today. So things are definitely on the uplook. Don't forget to that there is a survey in my Discord in the announcements tab in regards to asking for advice in moving from a supporter only system, not all the way back to public, because I've given the reasons why we can't do public servers anymore, but trying to move to a trusted player system so that there's not any form of paywall. But everybody have a wonderful day or night, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.